if it's going to go. Will you see? Let's connect.
There it is.
Wow. I think we made it. Babe, are we live?
New software, ladies.
Oh, I'm hoping it's so unnerving when we are trying to do this. We have to do this more often, even though we've done it a couple of times. So, hello. If we're live and you can hear us, I'm curious to see if you can hear Michael. So as soon as somebody joins us, if you'll let us know if you're seeing and say something, Michael, so they know you're okay.
We've just received a couple of messages saying a couple ladies won't be able to join us, but they'll watch it on replay, which is great.
Now, wait, I see you have a hi, babe, over there. I don't have any messages.
Well, I'll let you know the messages.
Oh, do they come on? Which are you on?
So that's Alexis. Alexis is on.
Hey,
Hi,
babe.
Alexis.
But wait, how are you seeing those there?
This is only
that's
the
on
second
the
time we've used this new software, so we can give presentations. So it's a little bit confusing.
Yeah. Wait, where do you see that? Oh, on chat. Oh my gosh. I love it. This is so much better.
Okay, she can hear both of us. That's
okay,
great.
and now
Thank
look,
you.
I can see it too.
Oh, good.
Okay, so thank you, Alexis, for being here.
Hi, Alexis.
And do I sound weird? Because I had 2 teeth pulled, one up here, one here.
And
yesterday, and Michael's
I'm
still
just
loopy.
barely out of anesthesia from a procedure earlier, so we're both a little loopy. But
it's so funny how we like right before we go on a trip, like that's just so like us.
She just asked if we're logged in our phone.
I don't see that message.
Alexis, why do you ask?
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, now I see her message. Is it messing up? Oh, there's Gina. So Gina's here as well. Thank you, babe, for being here.
It sounds like it's time for vacation. Oh, thanks. It is, though, but yeah.
So, okay. So as long as you can hear us and see us and know that, well, Michael's definitely not on his game.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever, well.
Debbie Palmer. Hello, Debbie.
You haven't been under anesthesia since
I had shoulder surgery,
which was like 14 years ago or something.
Yeah.
So today was
Good news is we both have great clean bills of health.
Do we?
If I can get the words out right from the anesthesia, but
well, anyway, so thanks for being on here. I think we have comments coming on both softwares.
Yes,
so this is Michael, for those of you who don't know, who haven't met Michael, sitting right next
Debbie,
to
nice
me.
To meet you. I know Alexis.
And so he's also known as Boy Wonder. And some of you who have worked with us before or gone on a trip with us before, you know why he's Boy Wonder, tracking all these details. So I'm going to test him today because there's a lot to putting these together. I think I'm the like big picture. Ooh, I want these things to happen, but you actually make them happen.
Well, then the interesting part that's been about both of these Greece trips, Corfu and Paros, is Greece is seasonal. We're used to going to tropical places where I can always talk with someone about these excursions, and I can get them on the phone if I need to. Greece, everybody's saying, well,
they're asleep right now.
We're not back yet.
Yeah.
It's still winter. So some of these things are not quite finalized, but we're very, very close.
Yeah, it's funny how we talked to the lady that we're renting the villa from in Corfu today, and or was that yesterday? That was yesterday. And she's like, well, they're not awake yet there. We have to wait and hear from them. But I would love to go tell you what we have. And we have 2 back-to-back trips. That hurt. We have 2 back-to-back trips. One is at the end of May. We will be flying out actually on May 22nd. Is that correct?
Right, correct.
The 22nd, and arriving in Athens on the 23rd. And that one, we do still have room for a couple more people. So if Peros appeals to you after this presentation, or you already know it appeals to you, please make a comment or send me a message, or let's get on a phone call and see if you are a good fit for our Go Babes trips. But Peros, really, we picked it because Michael and I went to Mykonos and Santorini a few years ago. Oh, my mouth's sore.
Her oral surgery spot.
And we loved Mykonos, but it was a little bit much. It was a little bit, not a little bit. It was a little.
She's talking about dollars. It's very expensive.
Expensive, but also very and crowded. And
yeah,
I mean, I'm glad we went, but in the scheme of things, we don't like to go back to the same place twice, except for Costa Rica.
And actually, we are going to spend a day in Mykonos.
We are going to spend a day in Mykonos, but Peros is what they described as kind of Mykonos before Mykonos became Mykonos. So a little bit less expensive, a little bit more quaint, a little bit more laid back than Mykonos. So that's where it all started. And we're thrilled that we're, I have to go over here to turn the page. So so if you've never been on a trip with us, the couple things that make it different, and I always want to chat with people on the phone and make sure you understand the difference between going as part of our Go Babes group or going on a group tour. First of all, we're taking a small number of people. We're not taking 30 or 40 people. We would never take 30 or 40 people.
12 people.
We'll take 12. Can you get one of the magazines?
Yes.
Oh, I think it's downstairs. And the trips are not set up for open booking. You can't just go on and reserve a spot for the trip. I talk to everyone before you are invited to join us. Now, once you join us, once you come on a trip, once we talk to you on the phone and we agree, from your perspective, you're excited about traveling with us. And from our perspective, you're a good fit for us. Then any trip you want to go on, you could say, hey, I'm really interested in Corfu, or I want to go to Costa Rica. Any trip, once we have talked on the phone and we have, a good conversation, you have energy that we're excited about, you are a kind person, because we really, when we take small groups of women, we really want it to be a good mesh. We want people to get along. We want to have a good time. I always tell people, if I'm on the phone with you and am excited to have a glass of wine with you or a cup of coffee or walk on the beach with you, then you would be a great fit for our Go Babes. So small groups, kind women, women who come in with the thought that they want to make new friendships. They want to have other women to travel with that they've not met yet. Those are the types of women that we love to have join us. It is a mix of structured activities, like these are the excursions we're doing. And then there's also free time, which we all love some free time especially when we're sitting at a beautiful villa. And the other thing is we do include photography sessions. I love taking my camera. You can see some of the photos here. The flying dress, we always take a flying dress with us. So we have to figure out which colors we want to take. We have such a neat assortment now.
Would probably be a blue.
A blue one,
yes.
Yeah. But so we bring a flying dress. You don't have to have photo sessions taken, but of course, by the end of the trip, I'm hoping that you will see the value in it and enjoy the process. And then at the end of our trip, Michael will put together a travel magazine. This is one from Costa Rica. I love having these. It just takes you back when you're feeling like, okay, it's 7 degrees in Columbus, Ohio, and what's the temperature elsewhere? And you can look through your magazine and see pictures from the waterfalls or from whatever activities we did on that trip. You'll see group pictures, you'll see candid photos, you'll see professional photos. If you choose to do a photo session with us, you'll have some of your photos in the magazine. It'll talk about the excursions we've done. I mean, look at this beautiful group of women on the boat there. So that's the other thing that's included is our travel magazine. So that's the Go Babes difference. Oh, somebody lost audio. Can you hear me again now? I'm hoping.
Alexis, do you hear us? I see Debbie lost auto.
I know the YouTube of Paris that we posted earlier was really good, wasn't it? Hopefully you can still hear me. Let me know if you're having a problem. Gina, can you hear? It should be fine. I don't have any alerts. I'm going to keep going, and hopefully
So
she can
Alexa
hear.
still
Okay.
hears us. I'm guessing
So maybe
Debbie's got a Wi-Fi issue, maybe.
maybe. Okay, so our first day in Athens. So we fly in to Athens. We're planning for it to be an early arrival, a very early arrival. And we are working with the hotel to see if we can check in early. When Michael and I went, we stayed at the same hotel at Hotel Amalia. It's a perfect location. Isn't it? Perfect
We
location.
can walk.
We can
everywhere.
walk from there, and they have an amazing brunch, but that's for the next day. We won't have brunch that first day we check in, but we will hopefully drop our bags, change our clothes if we choose to, and freshen up and start walking. 15, 20 minutes. We'll be to the base of the town that's at the base of the Acropolis Hill. I don't remember the name of it.
Plaka.
No, that's not where La Placa is.
Yes, it is. It's
No, babe, I did my
Neighborhood of the
research.
Gods.
Yes, but it's called, hold on here. It's called, this is a test. It's called Anafatika.
That's over. Yeah, okay.
At the base of the Acropolis is where we talked about walking to. So 15, 20 minute walk. We'll go over kind of also getting our lay of the land for those couple of days. It is cobblestone streets, so we do want to make sure we're bringing shoes that are good for walking. We will have lunch at, how do they pronounce it? A taverna? A taverna, yes, or cafe. My guess is many of us will want to go back to the hotel and take a nap because we are going to be tired. But so that first day, we're going to do some acclimation, walk, have lunch, come back to the hotel, probably rest, have dinner. There's a couple places we'd love to do for dinner. There's so many places right there. It'd be great to do like a rooftop bar to see the lights. And the top of the hotel has a bar.
And you sit there and you see the Acropolis.
Yes.
It's lit up above the hotel. It's gorgeous.
Yeah. There is not, well, there may be a pool there, Alexis, at that hotel, but we will not have time. Now, she is a hardier partier than we are. But I don't know that you'll have time. Because the next morning we're going to eat. You want to get up early for their breakfast. Oh my gosh. I couldn't believe it when they said it was like a continental breakfast. It was not.
And the next morning we're up early because we're going to be there when the gate opens for the Acropolis. So we'll have a half-hour walk to get there. So we'll have breakfast, a half-hour walk, and I believe
it's like an 8:30 meeting
I believe so.
Tour guide.
And we're walking through just beautiful neighborhoods and restaurants and taverns, and it's beautiful, beautiful.
And we'll see all the things the tour guide's taking us to see for about 2 hours. We're with him walking and
no, there is no tour guide in Athens.
Oh,
it's just me.
Oh, I thought we were meeting up with somebody.
No, not in Athens.
Okay, well, good thing we have you here. But we're going to see the different places: the Temple of Athena, the Ocean of the. I can't.
What that
read
is
this.
it's an amphitheater.
Parthenon.
An old amphitheater, Colosseum type.
Okay, so Michael's.
It's all on our way up to the Acropolis where the Parthenon is.
Not by the
Temple of Athena. They're all on the Parthenon, up on the Acropolis. I mean.
So we're doing that walk. We will have lunch somewhere. Oh, because we're going to stop and see the Agora, that market. There's a central market on the way back from the Acropolis.
Which is probably where we'll have lunch.
Great places for lunch there. Lots of shopping. If you want to shop in Athens, that's a very cool, probably sit and have a glass of wine or so whatever.
This is a trip the two of us have done. So
yes, it brings back such good memories. And then we're going to time it. So we stop back by the changing of the guards really close to the hotel. That was something to see. That was something. So we will see the changing of the guards. And probably then have a little chill time before we go for dinner.
Yeah, we'll walk into Plaka for dinner.
Oh, Plaka, yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's worth the walk. And then do you remember that we went up and we sat
See the
on the
picture,
steps?
the picture that's up with the umbrellas. Those are streets. Those are steps because you're going up the side of Acropolis Hill, and there's just restaurants everywhere, and you'll sit out on our tables will be out on those steps, and people will be eating, and it's really
so
a fun
pretty.
place.
So then the next morning we are up early again. We didn't have time for breakfast when we
they give us a sack lunch to take with us. Breakfast, I
don't
mean.
think they did there.
Yes, they did.
Because we went straight to, because it's about now you get to the restaurant. Anyway, you're thinking of Costa Rica, I think. But
nope, he had it sitting on the counter for us. We told him the night before.
We'll have that was in Costa Rica. But we will go to the port and take the ferry to Paris. It's about 3 hours, a 3-hour ferry ride, which is very pleasant, very fun to do that, and the sights that you see. And we will then be picked up and taken to the villa. It is a beautiful villa. You can see a couple of the pictures here. It is well, I like the word you put here, the old world charm. It's a little bit more typical. I think it's a typical thing you'd picture in Greece versus the villa in Corfu. I'm comparing the two. This one feels
is contemporary and modern. This one is very Greek.
Traditional. Yes. Right. Beautiful pool. Look at this table. Looking out over at looking out. I guess you can't really.
I
can't make it
we'll
bigger.
See the port down below. We'll see the port city off in the distance. The lights, the water.
Yes. So we get there. We're gonna check into the villa. We are having a private chef cook for us that night. I think we should have a pool party. So that will be our first night at the villa, pool party style. Alexis, you and I talked about doing need to do a birthday party for you and also a bachelorette party for me, even though Michael will be there. But maybe we do that on the last night of our stay at the villa. The next day, we have a full day excursion. We are exploring Paros. We are even going to go to Antiparos.
Here we have guide. Here. This is a tour.
Yes, we will actually get off the boat in Antiparos.
Yeah, Antiparos is a neighboring island.
So that is something to be excited about. We'll have time at the beach. You're going to definitely bring your bathing suit. I'm going to bring my camera. We're going to see, we end up being back in Paros by the end of the day to visit a fishing village there, as well as have dinner. We've got a couple of restaurants picked out as options for sunset dinner, which would be beautiful. Oh, your 30th. Okay, so then we will do our party at the end. 30th. Her birthday is the 30th.
Oh, it's the 30th. I thought you meant it was your 30th birthday. I believed you.
The next day is our cooking class. I'm excited about this. We've never done a cooking class on any of our trips. I don't know how that's happened, but we have arranged that. We will be picked up and taken to a place. I'm not sure where it is, but we will have a cooking class, and we will have time afterwards to also walk around the town. Is that in that Nas?
Yes.
A town. I need to learn how to pronounce all these. Another town.
We'll be experts by the time we come home.
Do you think so?
For the talking about
the next day is our day trip to Mykonos. Again, you're going to bring your bathing suit and other clothes that you will travel in, because we will have. Do we know what the ferry? How long it is?
So I believe it's 45 minutes.
But, so it's not bad.
So what we have here again, what we're doing is private. So we will, but when we get there, we'll get into the port. They'll put us in a van. We're going to the little beach town.
We love that town.
Straight to this little beach town.
Platys Gialis.
And there's little shops lining the beach. And then you look up. It's very rocky.
Be pretty
here.
For photos.
Yeah, it'll be beautiful. Now what'd you call it? I wouldn't call it. It's not a white sand beach. But for Greece, it's more sand than typical. Greece is a lot of rocks, I mean, they're beautiful. But anyway, we'll spend the morning there. You can shop, you can spend time on the beach. We can walk through this little town.
We went and got some cheap drinks from one of the markets there and took it to
and then just walk down to the beach with them. But so we'll spend the morning doing that, and then they will pick us up from there and take us to this right here along the water in Mykonos City.
Where the windmills are.
Windmills are there. It's called, and there's a little
Mykonos
area
town.
called Little Venice.
Yes.
It's quintessential Greece.
I think they should wear a sundress for sundress photos there.
Right, that would be beautiful. It's a beautiful spot.
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of shops and boutiques and just quaint little restaurants and tavernas. And like you see those tables there on the top right, you can sit right on the water and have a wonderful meal. So we'll have our lunch there rather than at the beach. And then we'll be able to spend the afternoon there, just scouring that area, just having fun, walking up, seeing the windmills. It'll be a full day, but we'll get to see a lot.
And then we ferry back.
And have dinner at the
villa. So then the next day is our full free day. The last day we have a full free day. You can do an optional excursion. You can stay at the villa. I will probably stay at the villa because we'll have had a full week. So we can do photo sessions there. We can have our bachelorette party and Alexis's birthday party.
Now from the villa, either one of them, beaches are not within walking distance, but they're short transfers. I mean, we'll have people who are available to us with just a call. They both say you can walk. Like one of them, it's 2 miles. Okay, technically we can walk 2 miles, but anyway, so it's not like you walk out. We sit up over the water. We're not down on the water. So we can go to beaches those days if we want. We can go into Mykonos, into little towns, whatever we want to do that day. We'll have access to transportation.
But people could choose to do an excursion, or they could stay back at the.
Right, it could be a pool day.
I think I'm doing a pool day. Okay. I think we'll plan or photo sessions. So then the next day after our last free day, we will get up in the morning and go backwards, take the ferry back to Athens, and they spend the night.
We'll spend the night in the
same hotel.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
And then the next morning you will get up, you will be taken to the airport and begin your journey back home. At the same time, if you've chosen to do both trips, Paros and Corfu, you will stay with us in Athens, and we will await for the Corfu babes to fly in and meet us at the Hotel Amalia. Again, very fun place to spend a couple of days. So the Corfu babes come in, the Paros babes go home. And so Corfu ladies, we will do the same thing. We will stay and do the Athens. Now, those of us who just did it, there's at least one other babe who's doing both trips with us. She and I will probably go do some other things instead of seeing.
Well, we won't eat at the same restaurants. We'll eat in the same neighborhoods, but we won't eat at the same restaurants. But Holly and Brenda probably won't do
the Acropolis again. Yes, we'll find something else to get into. And then, so we'll do all of that same next day. We'll do the breakfast in the morning, which is beautiful. We will do the walking. We will see the changing of the guards. I think I could see that again.
It's right across the street, literally across the street.
Love that. And then we are actually flying to Corfu from Athens.
Right, it's a lot further than Paros.
It was like a 6-hour ferry ride or something. It was too long, yes. So we will get up, we will be taken to the airport, we will fly to Corfu, we'll check into our villa, and you can see just from these pictures the difference in the vibe. This is a more contemporary, modern vibe than the in the other villa.
And the Corfu, so Paros is very quintessential Greek.
Charming.
It's very rocky. All the white buildings, all of the blue doors and some domes and that kind of thing. Where Corfu, they say it has more of a Venetian influence because it's up north, it's closer to Italy. And so there's more European influence, more Venetian influence in Corfu. And it's very green, where Paros is very, I mean, it's almost barren except by the water. That's the same way with Mykonos. I mean, it's a lot of rock. And it's gorgeous, but they're completely different.
And Corfu's like the fourth largest one, right?
Right. Corfu's a lot larger
than Paros. So we have a private chef also at this villa. We have a gym here. I don't know if we have a gym. Not that we're going to really be focusing on the gym, but so our villa. The first day, then we're going into Old Town Corfu and doing a guided walking food tour, which we've never done. We're doing something like that in South Africa, but this will be our first hint of what that's like. So I'm excited to see what that entails. And I am assuming after the walking tour, we'll probably also have some free time to walk around and check out the rest of Corfu town. So I'm excited about that.
We'll go to multiple little restaurants, little cafes. We'll also walk through this is guided. We'll go by some of the, the cathedrals and the domas and the different sites.
How do you know all these words? Like what's this word here? This traditional Darmatus? What's a Darmatus store? Savor, some kind of dish like a spicy bordetto.
Yeah, but this is
at the Cozy Pergola Taverna.
So that's the name of the taverna.
Oh, and we're going to have unique ice creams. Okay, I am excited about that. We're going to have unique ice creams at Mr. Timus. I don't know, but
these are very one of the stores we're going to is 200 years old.
I love that.
It's very traditional and very small family-owned type places.
And it's Liston Piazza. Is the
square, that's the very large square. That's okay. Yeah.
So that sounds like a blast. The Sunset Water Tour. This one we're just not locked in on the day, I think, right? We would love to do this private Sunset Water Tour where we will be out on the water during sunset. And wow, can you imagine the photos?
And we do our best, ladies, to make everything private. So
yes, good point.
One year we did a sunset tour in Costa Rica with 250 of our best friends.
Well, and that was not as much fun.
It was not as much fun as with 12 of our really best friends. Obviously much smaller craft, much more intimate. So that's what we've learned is we want whenever we can. It's not always possible, but in this case, this is a wooden boat. I mean, and they all take us out. I don't remember how many, 3 hours, I believe, or 3.5 hours. And we'll have cocktails and finger foods and see the sunset. And then
there is nothing like sunsets in Greece.
Right. Especially out on the water.
I'm curious to see if we can see a difference between the Paros sunsets and the Corfu. I mean, I guess they will be different since Corfu is so much further north, but I don't know. The Mykonos sunset, there's nothing like that.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing.
I mean, they're both going down over the water. There's nothing between us and.
So that's what makes it so beautiful. Right. So we're doing that now. The other excursion that we have not firmed up is I was looking to see, I had made some notes about it because there are two things we were looking at, and we don't want to do back-to-back water tours, but we may end up having to do that. But one of the other ones we were looking at is a tour that would take us up to, would we actually go into Albania?
Yes, we would get off the boat in Albania. So Albania is very close to Corfu, just north of the mainland Greece.
So that would be
So just like the day we would go to Mykonos from Paros, we would go to Albania from.
Is that going to be a teaser? Because then we only have one day there, or is it going to be like, wow, I got 2 countries in?
Yeah. And honestly, the reason we've read a lot about these things, I don't like to commit until I've spoken with someone and gotten and we're part of a much larger travel group, and I like to get recommendations from them as well. So we're narrowing it down, but we don't pull the trigger until we really believe we have something that we.
The other thing that I was drawn to was there's another one where it takes us to they have a famous beach. I don't remember how to pronounce it, but then they have the blue caves.
Yeah, there's a blue cave.
And something with the Odyssey book.
Right.
So we have one day that that we are still trying to firm up that is up in the air. And then again,
it'll be firmed up within the next few weeks. They're starting to come back is what we're told.
Yes. Yeah, we have a phone call tomorrow, right? With somebody. And then again, we'll have our last day will be a free day at the villa. You can schedule an optional excursion on your own or with another babe, not on your own, but with another babe. You can stay at the villa. I'm really thinking I'd love to do a, what do you call it? A photo shoot with some like those black and white, all the black and white chairs outside. I don't know. I kind of want to plan like a,
at the
villa. Yeah, at the villa.
It's very contemporary.
Yeah. So I was trying to picture like what colors we could say, could everybody bring a purple bathing suit or whatever it might be? I don't know. I just think it would be fun to have kind of a planned photo event if anybody wants to stay and do a photo event on that day. So photo sessions, beach time, pool time. We'll probably be eating some things at the villa. I don't remember if we have our dinner there that night or not.
Yes, we do.
And then our last night typically is also one, if we've kept up with photos, that we could watch a little bit of a slideshow presentation on what all we did that week. That would be fun to accomplish too. So, wow, we did it in under. So then again, we would be picked up on our last day, check out of the hotel, check out of the villa, fly back to Athens, check into Hotel Amalia, stay overnight, and leave the next day. So that's the deal. Okay, so I just saw these. Gina, yes, the flight to Corfu is included in the price. Thank you for asking that. Debbie, I'm glad you got your sound back. Yeah, the magazine. It's funny how I tend to forget about a couple of things that we really love to do. So this is part of what I'm working on in our reading is I'm always like, oh, that's not a big deal. You don't need to, I don't need to tell you about that, but it is a big deal. And we love, I love the photography. I love showing women how they look so beautiful in our travels. It's a great way to remember the time, and it takes you right back there.
Yeah, the magazine is a good thing, a year from now or 5 years from now.
Yes, it is. How often do we say, oh, what was the name of that restaurant? But we put it in the magazine, so
that's what we do. There will be an article about, let's say, this private sunset tour. There will have a little write-up about it, like an article, like it was a travel magazine, and then pictures of all of us on this tour. So when we get home from Greece, I will ask everyone to basically give me a cell phone photo dump. And then I take all those pictures, sort them, organize them so that I can put together a magazine for everybody to enjoy.
It's beautiful. And it takes you back and reminds you of the experience and the new friends. It's wonderful. So we have 2 trips. We do have room for, I think we said 2 for Paros still.
Correct.
And then 4 or 5 for Corfu. So a couple of you could do both Paros and Corfu along with Holly and I. I liked it. In fact, that's why we added on Corfu, because we were just going to do Paris, and it sold out so fast. And then, of course, a few people have had things happen. They can't go now. But we said, since it sold out so fast, let's offer a second one, and we would just stay. So we were like, okay, we don't have to fly twice.
So then Holly,
Holly is very smart.
Like, well, I'm already there.
Yeah,
I'm going to do both and not have to fly to Greece twice.
Yes.
Yeah.
So very, very excited about that. And so if we haven't talked on the phone before, send me a message. You could comment on this post to schedule a time, or you can text me. My phone number is plastered everywhere, I think. And let's get on the phone and talk about what to expect. We all do share rooms, so you will be sharing room with another babe.
In the hotel, you'll have separate beds, but in the villas, you will share. Now they're either king or queen size.
Yeah. We don't always have a choice on the beds. Sometimes they'll say, they could make twins or king, however that works. But I don't think in these villas we had choices. So here are the last thoughts. We do have limited spots remaining. Yes, you can do both trips. We love offering payment options, but as we get closer, there's less time to divide those payments out. So you could start paying tomorrow.
But it has to be paid by mid-February. We have to be 90 days in advance. So
with just a little wiggle room. Just a baby little wiggle.
Well, then we're paying, and then they're paying us back.
Well, I like to help people. I like to wiggle. I like to help people. We do include the photo session, schedule a get to know me phone call, and then come on a trip. And once we have our get to know me phone call, you don't have to talk to me every single time about every trip. You just need to make sure I know.
Although you want to, because you'll be excited about
it. It is so exciting. And I love when I get to talk to somebody, especially, once you know how fun it is, it's easy for you to get excited. But if you don't know, sometimes people, if you're brand new, you've never met us, you don't know how much fun it'll be. And really the kind women who go and connect. I think that's the best part for me. The best part of my day is when I get to talk to people about travel and they get excited. Then of course it's going on the trip. So, okay. So that's it. Thanks. Yes. Thanks for being on here. And I guess we don't have another Zoom or Facebook Live.
So if you're able to join us, what will happen next after you talk with Brendan, deposit, all that kind of thing, there will be a group chat. So you'll be put in a group chat with all the other ladies who are going on that trip. And then we'll have Zooms with just the ladies in that trip. So you get to know each other and
Good point. Yes. And then I think I know how to put a recording in. So if you've missed this and want to watch it later, please do. And thanks for being part of our Go Babes community. And I guess that's it.
Good night.
Okay. Thanks for being here. Love you, ladies. Thanks for being part of Go Babes.